the walk-ons in your program, or maybe the walk-in program in general?
I mean, obviously, I think it's going to make things a lot easier for them to attend school, knowing that school's going to be taken care of. I think that's and I think that they're having the mindset that someone like Nick Greer cares about them and is interested in their well-being. You know, I think the more you start to research and talk to people that have been walk-ons, that you start to find out that it's a really hard life. And so I hope it attracts more people here and gives us more opportunities to get young men that we can develop. You look at some of the great walk-ons that have been through this program, not just in the last 5 or 6 years, but even before that. The program's built on walk-ons and guys that love the school and pay the most and sacrifice the most to play on this team.
Do you think it'll be a game changer for you on the recruiting trail in terms of how you can sell this program, just having this NIL deal that kind of puts all your players on a level playing field?
Well, the whole mindset wasn't to try to get a recruiting advantage or anything. It was just to do what we thought was right and to help the walk-ons on this team, just help relieve them of some stress and financial stress. And that's the whole point of it, was to try to help them. It wasn't trying to figure out all these other things or try to set a trend or anything like that. We're just trying to do what we think is right and what fits the program. And that's why I'm lucky I get to coach a team that they love each other. And you see the reaction of our scholarship players, how excited they were for our walk-ons. And we try to run the program where you wouldn't be able to tell who a walk-on is and who a scholarship. You don't know the difference in the way we treat them and the way that we give them opportunities and the way we run the program. And but the unfortunate part of this, there is a difference, and it's in the pocketbooks, and it's in the stress that our walk-ons. I've just been here long enough to see how hard it is for them to train during the off season and then work full time and try to save up as much money as they can going into the season, knowing that they're going to go into debt. And then they're here. They don't have time to work during the season because they're here working for our program. We understand the sacrifice. I think everybody on the team understands sacrifice. If you watch Rudy, you know how much of a sacrifice that could be. And so I'm just glad that we're able to make things better for them. And I'm glad for a partner like Bilt and Nick Greer to allow that to happen.
Is this a multi-year deal or is this year only?
Yeah, it's a multi-year deal, and I'll let Nick give you guys all the details of that. It's his money, so I'll let him deal with that. But I'm just grateful for the commitment that he's given to us and our team, and like I said, I'm really thankful for all the people that allowed it to happen, the administration and the creativity and innovation of our support staff, specifically Gary Verone and Billy Nixon, John Swift, and others that allowed it to happen, Tom Homo, and then the entire athletic department. So it's been really fun.
This is the beginning of, multiple types of this type of deal around the country. Do you see yourselves kind of a pioneer of sorts?
I don't know. I don't know if I can forecast what other programs are going to do. I can't speak for all of them, but if you were to ask me if walk-ons deserve to be taken care of, I'm going to say sure, of course. And I only control the ones on our program, but there's a bunch of walk-ons out there in college football and not just that sport. There's walk-ons in every sport that the program wouldn't be able to survive without them. And so I think if we're going to do things for name, image, and likeness for the stars and for the scholarship guys, and then I think it'd be good to also remember the people that do a lot of bulk of the work, getting us prepped for games and getting us ready for success.
Kalani, how selective were you in letting Bill be the sponsor of this endeavor?
Well, I think for me I was really attracted to. I've known Nick for a long time. He's done great things for our program and for the athletic department. But I think it just kind of worked out that, we've been using sayings like "built, not born," and we formed "built for life" and other things that we think could be really helpful for our players and their experience here at BYU. And then it just seemed like a great connection. And I don't believe in coincidences. I think it was meant to be, and I'm glad that Built is the brand that's with us, and then I'm glad that they're partnered with us in this aspect and he's a really popular guy on our team right now. So this is a fun thing to have him here. I'm looking forward to seeing him, and he's always mentored me and others on this coaching staff and our players. So I'm looking forward to him continuing to do that. And now it's just he's got that. He's so much more visible, especially with our team, our players.
So you used his product for quite a long time too. You have a contract with him already.
Oh, I've been using. I don't need a contract to eat food. So when I like stuff that is delicious, I'm going to use it. And so I've been using Built Bar. Well, maybe I should make a contract with every food out there just to help me out. But I've been having Built Bar. I've been doing Built Bar for a long time now.
They made it available to your team. Kind of one of your providers.
That's right. Yeah, and we've been. I mean, it's a great product. And if I'm going to promote one, I like coconut a lot, and Rocky Road, my close number 2. I've tried them all, but those are the ones that I gravitate towards. I don't know if there's one that I don't like, so let's just put it that way. So I would suggest everyone go out and try it. Every brand out there, every flavor.
We saw a lot of reaction on social media nationally to this news. Did you get any contact from individuals reacting to the news to you directly from some influential people?
Yeah, I mean, it's from a lot of different people, coaches, and mostly the ones that stuck out the most were the former players that were here. A lot of walk-ons that were former walk-ons reached out to me and our coaching staff, and then also players that are in the NFL. Those ones stuck out because they saw it and they're so happy to have your guys that are trying to make teams and get starting spots and focus on preseason games, and then they're reaching out and just saying just how happy they are, and it's a really cool moment for all of us. But those are the ones that I appreciate, the fans reaching out, but the former players were really, that was a special thing.
Do you expect Build for Life to bring more team-wide endorsements to the program going forward?
Well, I don't really right now. I'm all expecting on football. I'm focused so much on trying to get ready for September 4th. But I know that we have people that are out there helping us out, and that carry out the vision that we have for this program and for the department. And so I'm letting those guys handle it, specifically people like Gary Verone and Billy Nixon and John Swift. So while they're doing that, I'm going to go to work and focus on football and make sure that we have an efficient football team on all 3 phases of the game. That's the focus. But I wanted to come here and just kind of give you guys an opportunity to ask questions about this specifically. So
Part of the makeup of a walk-on is no one believes in me and all against all odds kind of thing. Does this change that at all?
No. So we've all, if you look at the number of walk-ons that have had success here, it's not just unique and original to me as a head coach, but BYU has been a place where walk-ons can thrive and do really well, and so whether it was Bronco as the head coach or Croton or Lavelle, the walk-ons have had success here and some great ones, and so I think at BYU you get a certain individual that wants to play for BYU, dreamed of that opportunity to play for the Y, and being on that field in Lavelle Edwards Stadium, I was one of those guys, and so any opportunity to prove themselves, I think I'm really thankful that I have a coaching staff that recognizes that desire and that energy and that want to get on the field and represent BYU, and then they can kind of, put a lot of belief in them and see what happens. And that's, right now, we're all about competing, and we will play the best guys. That's what it comes down to. And we happen to have really good players on our team that were former walk-ons that are going to help us win games.
You mentioned the reaction of some of the former guys. I mean, a couple former walk-ons who are in the NFL and whatnot. Is there a fraternity of kind of former BYU walk-ons and whatever that kind of sticks with you guys, even though you sort of a lot of times gravitate towards earning a scholarship and, even moving on to bigger and better things? Is there still a little bit of a fraternity like, hey, I started out here?
The fraternity is the BYU football team, and whether it doesn't matter who the head coach is, that there's a close connection with everyone that's been through here, that has played at BYU and has been on the roster, been on the team. There's a great connection with all of them, and so I don't think it's a set of walk-ons that hang out together, but there's a strong desire to make sure that nobody feels like a walk-on. I know that they come in as walk-ons, but for our mindset is to make sure that they know that they get treated the same and that they have the same opportunities that everybody else has. So I would say that's more BYU football than just being a walk-on. So.
What does this do to your just expanding your recruiting net? Do you have to widen your net now because obviously being a walk-on at BYU carries more than just the opportunity to play football?
Yeah, the recruiting net's always been wide. We're looking for the guys that fit here. That's the key, and guys that, whether they're LDS or not, whether they're members or not, that I want to make sure that they fit the mission of the school, the mission of the church, and the mission of our football team, which is all in the same, all in line together. So that's the key, and so we're going to try to do our best to get out there and let people know about our school and about our program and what we're all about, and hopefully that does help. I can't answer your question until we go through the recruiting process, but I think recruiting for me has changed, where I'm looking for guys that can develop in more ways than just physical. I'm looking for ways that they can develop mentally and spiritually as well. All right, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.